Hello and welcome to episode 9 of Full Movie Podcast, a show where we talk about those long forgotten classics that deserve a rewatch. I'm Matt.
And I'm Freya.
What are we doing this week, Freya?
Montage. That's right, it's Rocky IV.
Woo!
When Rocky's old friend Apollo Creed is killed during a fight with a super fit Russian boxer, Ivan Drago, Rocky blames himself for the death. Fueled by the Russians' arrogance, Rocky arranges a fight with the new champion, only this time in Russia.
Yes, that sounds like a good film. Written and directed by Sylvester Stallone. You know, Sly.
Yep.
You know, we all know who he is. Rocky, Rambo, But I will say that a lot of people have dismissed Sylvester Stallone over the years, saying that he's a bit of an idiot, which couldn't be further from the truth. So let's just say the films that he's written.
Yeah.
He's written all of the Rocky films bar Creed and Creed 2. He did all of the Rambo films, which the first Rambo film, First Blood, it's not the uber violent film that some of the Rambo films have become. It's not all bloodshed and gore and whatnot. In fact, it's a very poignant story about a Vietnam vet who's basically been outcast, which unfortunately was a reality. But yeah, he is brilliant. He's a fantastic director. He's a fantastic writer. So yeah,
Brains and brawn.
yes, and he's got a triangular body.
He is, yeah. He's like a carrot.
He's got weird tattoos now, though.
Has he?
Yeah, he's got them all across his chest and just halfway down his arms. It's kind of weird.
Well, more power to him.
Yeah. So, Rocky IV, what do we say?
It was quite the experience for me, having, I don't think, ever seen any of the Rocky films.
Never. None of them.
No. Not that I remember.
So, essentially what I've done is I've made you, for an example, I've made you watch Lord of the Rings, but we're going to watch Return of the King first.
Yep.
I apologise.
But the montage took care of most of the story for me, so the first montage of many.
We will discuss the montages. Okay, so let's crack on. What's your favourite scene?
My favourite scene is the showboating entrance of Apollo Creed when he is about to fight Ivan Drago.
The Living in America.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so ballsy. It's such a kind of show-offy extravaganza. It's got showgirls. It's got James Brown. It's got everything. I
mean, I will say that Apollo Creed is very much a showboat through the first 3 films. He was very much the boisterous type, whereas Rocky was the underdog always. So, but yeah, I like that scene as well.
I enjoy it, and it's the juxtaposition of look how great I am, look how great America is, and then
USA.
Yeah, exactly. And then he loses, and not only does he lose, he dies.
Yeah, that's kind of sad. But he was unprepared for the fight.
There was no montage, means he didn't train.
Yeah, exactly. He basically turned up and he was like, "Yeah, I can do this."
He clearly took more time designing his costume.
It's a good costume, though.
It is a good costume.
If you're going to die in something, make it red, white, and blue.
He looks fantastic. How about you? What's your favourite scene?
It's the Hearts on Fire montage.
Sure.
I do love that scene just because it counteracts to what Ivan Drago, or should I call him Ivan Drago? Snigger. Boo! He sucks. Yeah, he's a junkie.
I was disappointed. I got to tell you, they've got all this hard training, all this amazing equipment, and then suddenly, he's.
Well, fun enough, the
juicing.
equipment that he uses, that was actually ahead of its time. Some of the equipment that he used wouldn't be used for another 20 years.
Wow.
I know. But yeah, he uses the machines and stuff, whereas Rocky uses nature.
He does use nature, yeah. and his family as well.
Yes, he picks them up in the cart. But I will say that number one, he lifts up those rocks.
Oh, yeah.
They're in a bag and he pulls them with the rope. If I'm honest, I could do that.
Yeah, you think so?
I could pull 6.
6 rocks.
6 rocks. Rocky's a pansy. I'm not really.
I mean, the following, I think it's just after that, you see him doing a full headstand.
Yeah,
into
I couldn't
a
do
crunch.
that. I couldn't do that. But
Arm strength, not core strength, yeah?
yeah, and then essentially he goes hiking. He goes up that mountain.
Yeah. He's running...
Which looks very narrow.
Very narrow.
I've discovered from watching this that I don't like heights.
Or narrow precipices.
Yes, or call back to one of our previous shows, I don't like being thrown down a railway backwards on a wheelchair that ends in a well.
You just don't like danger.
I don't like danger.
That's fair enough.
So, yes, Hearts on Fire montage, definitely my favourite. What's your favourite line?
You go first.
Okay. Mine's a bit lengthy. It's a bit where... I mean, we could say anything that Ivan Drago says. You know, if he dies, he dies. You know, that sort of thing. They're all good lines.
Good one-liners.
Yeah.
Good one-liners.
But for me, it's actually a scene where Paulie speaks to Rocky just before the Drago fight. Mm-hmm. He turns around and says, you know, it's kind of hard for me to say these kind of things because it ain't my way. But if I could unzip myself... Don't laugh. I said don't laugh.
Sorry.
So immature. But if I could unzip myself and step out and be someone else, I'd want to be you. You all heart rock.
Aww.
That's really touching.
Yeah.
And then he sees Ivan Drago and he says, hey, Rock, you remember what I said about me wanting to be you? Yeah. Forget it. I love that line.
Oh, Paulie.
I like Paulie.
Yeah.
What's your favourite line?
Happy birthday, Polly.
You love that robot.
I do. I love that there's a robot in this film. I think
It's a good robot.
It's so brilliant.
What's the robot's name?
Seiko.
Ah.
And I also enjoy the fact that it starts out with just a kind of I am a robot voice, and then obviously Paulie gives it a turns it into Alexa, and it's got this
What
seductive...
do you want, Paulie?
Yeah.
That's my seductive voice, by the way.
It was very good.
Thank you.
Very
did you
good.
feel seduced?
I did.
Yeah,
Yes,
good.
I definitely did.
So, let's get on with it. Let's chat a bit, because
Okay.
I know
Well,
you've got stuff to say.
Yeah. I mean, I just have a few questions and things I'd like to draw attention to. First of all, when Apollo is fighting Ivan Drago, I just have to call attention to the ring announcer's moustache.
That's a good tash.
It is glorious.
Yeah.
Absolutely glorious. That really did keep my attention throughout the scene. And also, why are they so shiny?
So, boxers need Vaseline on them.
Right.
So, essentially, when you get punched with a glove, it kind of slips the glove up a bit.
Okay.
But also, it's a way of like protecting their skin.
Sure. I mean, I'm not complaining. They look fabulous.
They're very sweaty.
Well, I mean, they're just all over shiny. And then when they sweat, it's also like, glittering and glistening. Yeah.
They
it's
look
great.
like a vampire in Twilight.
Yeah. But, macho.
Macho vampires in Twilight.
Yeah.
Like if Blade was in Twilight.
Yeah, exactly right. And he'd just kill all those shiny bastards. In the match between Rocky and Ivan, the son's watching. He's back in America. He's watching on TV with two of his little pals.
Yeah.
And Rocky might die.
Well, we hope not.
We hope not, and luckily he doesn't.
Yeah.
But, the last person that
Ivan.
Drago fought died. And they're just like, yeah, come on. My dad might die. Let's watch.
I should also point out that Rocky at the end says, if my kid's watching, he should be in bed. No, he shouldn't, because Russia is 8 hours ahead of America.
Oh, okay, so it's like the afternoon.
Well, yeah, I mean, unless they're fighting at like 8 o'clock in the morning or something.
Yeah, it's also Christmas Day.
Well, is it Christmas Day or Christmas Eve?
Christmas Day. 25th.
Is it Christmas Day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Both his parents are just not there. I mean, who's even looking after them? Seiko, that's who.
Which is a terrible babysitter.
I mean, robots, they can't always be trusted, really.
We've all seen Terminator.
Exactly.
But yeah, I would not leave our son if we had one. If we had one at home with a robot.
Like a Furby or something.
Especially a robot that doesn't really have legs. I mean...
Yeah, true.
It's just no. And also, Paulie's rewired it, so it's seductive.
Yeah. Saucy lady robot.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Moving on. There's a whole bit where everything gets a bit tough and they're street fighting. Why does no one get kicked in the dick?
So,
that's what I would do. Just get in a swift kick in the crotch.
I mean, Thank God you're not a boxer, because you'd be banned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The whole point of boxing is you use your upper body.
All I'm saying is that they start to get into a bit of a brawl, and if it had got to that point...
They do throw each other around a bit, which is an
just
illegal move, essentially.
Just a swift knee to the crotch.
Oh, it's a knee?
Whatever's available, whatever's least noticeable.
I really need to get you into UFC.
I'm just saying that's what I do. And then my final just thing I have to mention is that Rocky apparently ended the Cold War.
He did.
Yeah.
If you can change and I can change, then we can all change.
Exactly. Yeah.
USA.
I didn't know that's what happened. That's just
that's that is actually how the Cold War ended.
Yeah.
Right,
let's get some facts.
Let's get some facts. Right, first of all, Carl Weathers and Dolph Lundgren did not get along.
Oh.
It became very heated, where Dolph Lundgren threw Carl Weathers into a corner, and basically it sparked a major fight, and Carl Weathers was going to walk off set.
Oh dear.
Sly Stallone convinced him otherwise.
Nice.
This is an internet fact, so it's well read on the internet. Stallone took a real punch from Dolph Lundgren. He said to Dolph Lundgren, "Punch me for real. Let's make it look real." Mm-hmm. He did get punched by Dolph. Dolph punched him in the chest and basically made his heart swell.
Oh God.
He had to be rushed to hospital.
Oh
so
dear.
Thankfully he was okay.
That's method.
The rumour is that the character of Ivan Drago returned home and eventually committed suicide.
Oh no.
But don't worry, he didn't, because Creed 2.
Right.
He's in Creed 2. Spoilers. The training scenes set in Russia were actually filmed in Wyoming. Nowhere near. Mm-hmm. James Brown is seen performing the song Living in America in ceremonies prior to the Creed Drago match. The song was released as a single from the movie's soundtrack and would become Brown's first top 40 single in 10 years.
Wow.
It's unfortunately, it was also his last.
Oh.
Yes, that's a shame. Sylvester Stallone's original cut of the movie was about an hour longer than the final film, which would have probably meant about another 20 montages.
Oh, minimum.
Yeah. But actually, it's at 91 minutes long. It's the shortest of the Rocky films. Bridget Nelson, who played Ivan Drago's wife, Ludmilla? That's it, thank you. In the movie, was married to Sylvester Stallone in December 1985.
Aww.
They divorced in July 87.
Wah, wah.
In reality, Soviet heavyweights,
Heavyweights,
exactly, were not allowed to box professional fighters during the Cold War.
Until Rocky ended it.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. USA. None of the actors who played Russian characters are Russian.
Oh dear.
Dolph Lundgren is from Sweden.
Yep.
Bridget Nielsen is Danish. And all the others are American.
Oops.
The soundtrack, the brilliant soundtrack to Rocky IV, was nominated and won a Razzie for Worst Musical Score in 1985.
Oh, that's a bit
I
mean.
think that's a whole load of balderdash. It's a great motivational soundtrack.
Yeah.
It has been calculated that Rocky IV is 31.9% montages. That's nearly a third of the film.
That's amazing.
And for the final fact, Drago is not a Russian surname. It's actually a Serbian surname. And the translation of Drago means dear.
Aww.
So it's Ivan dear.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, sweet little Ivan.
Lovely.
So, have you got any facts? No, links.
I have links. You can email us on fullmoviepodcast@gmail.com. Twitter, you can reach us at fullmoviepoduk, and on Instagram, it's at fullmoviepodcast. And please, if you get a chance, take the time to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, we would love that. We need some more reviews. That'd
we
be really
do.
nice.
We've got like 2 at the moment, so please.
Really cool. I'm just going to quickly give a quick shout out to the person who suggested Rocky IV to us, which is Drew Barrymore. Don't think it's actually that Drew Barrymore, but Drew Barrymore. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Drew.
So next week,
10th episode.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
I'm quite excited. We haven't decided what we're going to do, but I think we're going to try and do something a bit special.
Yeah.
I don't know what, but it'll be special and it'll be fun.
Yes.
So tune in on Sunday.
We'll see you then.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
If he dies, he dies.
Bye.
Bye.